Here we go.
Alright, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Mage in Phase 2 and what you can expect and some of the better specs for it, as well as, you know, where you should be looking for gear a little bit as you're leveling. So if you like this kind of content, be sure to leave me a like, comment, subscribe, all that fun jazz. We'll just jump right into it. Alright, so coming up in Phase 2, probably the easiest thing to talk about first will be some of the new talents you're going to get, because we're going to be able to go all the way to level 40 and go down to the bottom of each talent tree. So that's going to be fun, so we'll go ahead and talk about that first. Alright, so for Arcane Mages, you're going to be able to go all the way down to Arcane Power. You know what, I'm actually going to pull up a talent calculator so we can actually put the talents in and see what we're going to come up with here at the end. So let's just go ahead and do that. And we'll pull up the Mage. Alright, so Arcane Mage. This is the spec I'm running as a Mage healer right now in Phase 1. Right there. So in Phase 2, we're going to be looking at filling out the talent trees, right? Mostly. For the most part, some builds will be wanting to jump around and not want what's at the bottom of the tree, but you know, for an Arcane Mage, for a healing Mage, really there's nothing better than just going ahead and filling out the Arcane tree. So we'll take a look here. I would definitely want the Presence of Mind. You know, that's going to be pretty good. You're also going to want to pick up Arcane Resilience so you can get the 10% mana, Arcane Instability, and Arcane Power. These 2 points that I put in Magic Absorption, you could, and I mean, wouldn't be a horrible idea to have the wand specialization, since you're able to heal with your wand now. Let's talk about the Arcane Mage for a minute. So this is kind of the in-between of the other two specs. Frost is more mana efficient. Fire is probably doing a little more DPS but has mana issues. And then Arcane kind of goes in the middle, right? You're not quite having the same mana issues as you are with Fire, and you're not quite as mana efficient as Frost. So that's what I mean about Arcane kind of being in the middle. What do we expect for Phase 2 for Mage healing? Really not much. I don't expect them to add really new glyphs for the Mage healing. It feels like they just kind of threw that together for the Mage healing, and what we have is what we're going to get. I really don't know if we're going to get any new runes for that, but we do have a lot to look forward to in this phase, which is Presence of Mind. You're going to be able to have a new cooldown there, as well as Arcane Power. This is kind of a double-edged sword, though. This is going to increase your damage, but your spells will cost 30% more mana to cast. I'm also not sure until we get this whether or not we'll be able to cast it on other people, but I don't think you can with this one. Still, as far as Mage healing goes, I really feel like, you know, what we have to look forward to is the same thing that all the other mages look forward to, which is mana gems, you know, just the regular spells that you're going to get while leveling. I don't really feel like the Mage Healer is going to come out of this any better than anybody else. So, I think it'll still be pretty strong, but, you know, we'll have to wait and see on that. Alright, so let's talk about Frost now. I'm going to talk about Frost next because that's the spec that I usually play and that I know better. So Elemental Precision is definitely something you're going to want to get. Then I like Improved Frostbolt. I'm not going to go ahead and finish that now because a lot of you are going to be AoE leveling as you're leveling. So we'll kind of talk about that more first. So Improved Frost Nova so you can get down to Shatter. Shatter is going to be huge. You want 3 points in Permafrost, 3 points in Improved Blizzard, Cold Snap. At this point you can put 1 in Ice Shards or in Piercing Ice, 5 points in Shatter, 1 point in Ice Block. I usually don't mess with Improved Cone of Cold. I'll go ahead and put the points in Frost Channeling, put another point in Piercing Ice. Winter's Chill is kind of up to you whether you want to get that while you're leveling. I usually don't. I would rather pick up Arctic Reach and Piercing Ice and then start filling out Ice Shards. And then 1 point in Ice Barrier. And that's really all you're going to be able to get point-wise out of Frost while you're leveling if you're doing, you know, like AoE grinding with Blizzard and what is it? With Blizzard and Living Bomb, because that's already been seen, people doing this with Living Bomb and Fingers of Frost runes, that it increases the crit chance of all your spells, not just your Frost spells, whenever your Fingers of Frost is active. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of fun AoE grinding opportunities with this build. Personally, I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm really hoping we get dual spec this phase, but we'll see. If we do get the dual spec, I will definitely be dipping into the Frost Tree and playing some with that. I really don't know how much better the Frost will be at AoE grinding at this point compared to Arcane. I know you're going to be able to heal yourself more with the Arcane, and that's, you know, that's great, but I think at some point Frost is going to overtake Arcane. I just don't know if it's going to be in the next phase. I think it may well be just because of Ice Barrier, though. So, alright, so that's going to be your AoE leveling for Frost. If you don't want to do the AoE grinding, really the only difference is to take the points out of Improved Blizzard and put them in Improved Frostbolt. And you may want to pick up all 3 in Ice Shards, or put 3 more in Ice Shards, so you can have the critical strike damage bonus of 100%. I feel like maybe you could pull those out of Frost Channeling if that was what you wanted to do for a more single target build. But let's go ahead and move on to Fire. Now, Fire is my least comfortable spec for me. yeah, this is going to be just something I'm going to put together. It's not really going to be that good of a, not something I'm really comfortable with. But, so, Pyroblast would be awesome. So, I don't know if combustion is really worth it for fire. I think one of the better fire spec builds will be a hybrid build where you're going into Arcane and getting Presence of Mind. But I don't think we have enough points for that yet to where you could get the instant cast Pyroblast. But yeah, we'll continue on here. So we'll finish out that. Master of the Elements is going to be huge and help deal with the mana inefficiency that you're getting from your fire spells. We'll pick up Blast Wave, Critical Mass, and Improve Scourge. And then I really think you're this far into the tree, you might as well pick up Combustion. I never really cared for this spell though that much. Maybe y'all like it, but this is the fire build that I would run for this. But really, I don't really feel like there's that much to talk about in this build. It's pretty straightforward. By far the biggest thing you're getting is the Master of Elements as well as Improved Scourge. So you're going to be able to make the target vulnerable to fire damage. Warlocks are going to love you for this. But yeah, that's really the bigger things that you're getting from this. Reduction in cast time, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. So while we're talking about it though, like there's the different specs that you're looking at. Now, while you're leveling, I can tell you, gear is not going to be great. I would highly recommend that you guys get into Black Fathom and get as much gear as you can before phase 1 ends, because well, here, let's go ahead and take a look at it. So one of the bigger things that you're going to see, no, we're going to skip even farther. Cathedral 777 necklace, it's great, plus 15 to healing on this mace. 9, 14, and 14 head slot, right? These are okay. Well, this is a good one here though. The 9, 14, and 14 from Cathedral. So I don't even have the best headpiece out of Black Fathom, right? But who would rather use this white man's cap here over what I have from Black Fathom? There's really not that much gear that you're gonna get while leveling that's even gonna come close to matching up to what you're getting out of Black Fathom for leveling, or even for when you start raiding in phase 2. This is still better than anything you're gonna get out of the dungeons between 20, 25 and 40. So let's take a look at some of the other pieces. So for instance, like this set is still going to be better than anything you're going to get. There may be some tailoring recipes that you're going to be able to get in phase 2 that will start to pass some of these items. But yeah, this staff is still going to be the best that you can get off of Kelris. I mean, if you're lucky enough to get this, great. If not, I mean, I'm sorry. But yeah, kind of the way it is. This Dagger of Willing Sacrifice is still going to be probably better than anything else you can get. I know there's one real piece here. Hypnotic Blade. 8 intellect, 3 spirit, and 9 damage and healing, right? So the 9 damage and healing is what I'm really looking at. Oh, wrong one. So Dagger Willing Sacrifice is still going to surpass that, even though it's 6 levels, 7 levels lower. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You take the time now. Go ahead and get your lockouts in Black Fathom, and get as much of this gear as you can. The more gear you get now, the easier it's going to be to farm your way to level 40. So if you have everything you need out of Black Fathom, that's just going to make it that much easier to get to level 40 and get into the in-game content in phase 2, which no Merrigan. So, you know, I really do advise you take the time and look at that now. So as far as abilities that we're going to get, I thought we'd go over here and take a look at the Mage Trainer and
What would you ask?
talk about some of the ones that we're going to get. Let's see, is there going to be anything really in Arcane other than the mana gems? Ooh, that one's 48. That's not the first one, though. Mana Jade. There we go. Level 38, we're going to get the Mana Jade, so that's always good. Something to look forward to. Arcane Explosion will be trained at 38. And here's some good news for Mage Healers. Your highest rank of Arcane Missiles is going to be trained at level 40, so you can expect to be fairly strong with Arcane Missiles on the next phase. Alright, let's take a look at Fire. What's Fire going to get? Really not much. Your Flame Strike's going to be really strong, because it'll be brand new at that point. I mean, yeah, doesn't look like anything really new and interesting there. Let's see. Yeah, no, it doesn't look like going to be all that great for Frost either. Your Blizzard's going to be 4 levels old. Your Frostbolt 2 levels old, but that's not horrible. So that's not looking too terribly bad. But yeah, you're looking at picking up Kona Cold at 26, so that's going to help with the AoE farming a little bit in certain situations, depending on how you do it. I mean, I don't feel like Frost Mages will use this as much as Blizzard, but I'll probably use it as Arcane, just to help me get away from groups as Living Flame is about to end, kind of.
Our time
So,
will come.
all in all, it's looking, pretty decent for the Mage coming into phase two. I really think the mage is going to be pretty strong in phase two. We're opened. We're getting opened up into a lot of your better abilities and possibilities of things that you can do with your abilities. So that's always going to be fun. Phase one was going to be rough for us, or rougher for us, as far as the AOE grinding and the soloing stuff than phase two was. So, I mean, just you don't have quite as many tools at level 25 as you do at 40, even with the runes. Honestly, everything about the mage is just going to improve for every spec. But that's all I've got for you today. Really, the biggest piece of advice I've got for you, though, is get in Black Fathom, get all the gear you want. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be groups still farming Black Fathom in phase two just because your prebis for raiding is in phase two is going to come from Black Fathom, like probably 80% of your gear. So, yeah, that's all I've got for you today. I just kind of wanted to speculate a little bit. You know, I'm really looking forward to phase two and what the mage has to offer. It's not the class that excites me the most, but it is looking to be one of my favorites for phase two. The next video I'll do will be phase two for the Warlock. I'll be taking a look at the Warlock and especially the tanking builds because that's going to be fun for me. So, you know, hang around for that if you're interested in the Warlock video. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I forgot anything. And I'll see you in the next one.